Welcome in, everyone, to the Game or Die Show. My name is Ryan Moore, and tonight, that's right, we're playing a little bit of VR. We're playing the brand new game called Flatout 4 Total Insanity VR. So, Flatout 4 is actually an old game from 2017, so it's about 9 years old. But they did something super rad, which is actually convert the game into a VR setting, and I'm really excited to kind of play it on stream. I've actually been able to play it for the last couple of weeks here, and it's really fun, but all progress got wiped, so I have to start all over anyway, so why not play it for realsies? And yeah, I'm really excited. Give me 1 second here, because we're in just a little bit. Oh, there we go. We got some lights now. So let's crack open an ice cold one with the boys. Cheers, everyone, and let's play some Flatout. All right. Let's jump into a little bit of VR. All right. How's it going, Zeffler? How are you doing tonight, my friend? Okay, so we're just going to jump right into career. Yeah, dude, I am super happy that you like it. It is a blast. All right, so we're going to go race. We're going to do we got Derby Rookie Cup done, Smash 'em Up Derby Cup done. Now let's do Bloody Metal Derby Cup. And we're just going to go and get started. I am playing on normal with the racing wheel. This is the Logitech G923, and man, oh man, it is really fun. I took your suggestions, Uffler, and knocked down the vibration, because holy crap, at full vibration, this thing is loud. And then also the force feedback, I knocked it down quite a bit here so that I'm just not fighting it as much, which is really nice. And it feels way smoother when you're not fighting it, like every single turn. This is so much smoother. And most of it is just because I haven't really had the time to put in as much as I wanted to. I had a lot of stuff going on this week. And last week we had the power outage and the tornado and all that stuff, so the storms. It's just been one thing after another, as always, but I have put in about a good solid 7-ish hours, I believe, onto this VR port, and man, it feels fantastic. I might have to knock down the game audio in my headset, though. Oh, crap. Ugh. Oh, you had a tornado watch yesterday? Dang. Yeah, those suckers, man, they just kind of come out of nowhere, especially around this time frame. I'm starting to kind of learn that. I mean, we had storms. It wasn't a bad storm. It was really just like kind of mostly a drizzle / little bit of a rain all day yesterday, from the moment I woke up to probably around, I'd say 1 o'clock in the morning. It was just raining. And I love that. Rain is probably my favorite weather. There we go. Oh, Mrs. Katz, hey, you drove through a tornado watch? Wow. Yeah, they did an excellent job with this port. I've been really wanting to play this game since it got announced back in 2024. I remember before we moved, it was like we were in the midst of moving. Oh, I just got screwed here. We were in the midst of moving, and we didn't have really any stuff still left. And I was watching the showcase on my phone. I never watch anything on my phone. And they showed Flatout, and I was like, they showed a racing game. I'm like, I know that game. It's Flatout. And it was the first one. And I don't know what happened, because I guess they were trying to port the first game and it didn't work out very well, but they were able to do the fourth game in the series, and hey, it works. You know, I ain't complaining. This is fantastic. And I think this is probably more the speed for everyone else. Flatout 1 is a very different game. I mean, it is basically what Wreckfest turned into. Wreckfest 1 and 2 are basically like spiritual predecessors, or successors, sorry, of the original Flatout game with the very hardcore, bouncy, more simulation physics. And man, dude, it feels so smooth to use this wheel. I love it. This is such a, not even a game changer. It is a different way of experiencing a racing game, and I'm just so happy for it. I'm really glad I got it. I was debating on it for like a week or two. I saw multiple price drops and price increases on the thing, and I'm really glad I finally was able to pull the trigger. Thank you to my wonderful dear wife who allowed me to spend the money on it, because it is definitely more of one of those luxury purchases. Because I don't play a whole lot of racing games, even though I love racing games. And I was like, man, do I really want to spend that much money on a wheel when I don't play that many racing games? But it looks like this wheel is really well supported. And I've been a longtime fan of Logitech. Like a ton. Hey, Ninja Tech, how's it going? Welcome in. The Logitech series and brand I've always really had a good experience with, except for like a handful of things. Every once in a while, there's a Logitech something or other that kind of doesn't do very well and has a lot of issues. But this wheel, man, it feels great. Ah, man. 12th place. I wasn't really paying attention. That's okay. I will say the soundtrack in this game is not half bad either. I'm actually really enjoying it. All right, let's continue on. I got 12th place, not a big deal. Yeah, we were doing a lot of testing the last couple of weeks, and that's really why I wanted to get the wheel too, is because I wanted to make sure that it worked properly, you know, and I wanted to help out. And I was originally going to get, I can't remember which version, but I ended up seeing that it was like a 10-year-old wheel. Like, I don't want a product that's several $100s that's 10 years old. I wanted something a little bit newer. And then the other ones that I was seeing suggestions for, okay, dude, come, jerk. The one that I was looking at that it was also suggested to me, it was $1,000. I'm not going to spend $1,000 on a wheel. I'm sorry. There's no way. Crap. Ugh. Yeah, he just wanted to fill my boost meter. Yeah, we're going to be playing this for a while, man. I'm having a blast with this game. I love the snowman. I feel bad that I smash him up, but I love that he's in this game. The little snowman. I will say the one kind of creepy, not creepy, the crazy thing about this wheel is the paddles. The paddles are pieces of metal, and they're in a shape that is edged off and sharp. Like, not super sharp, but sharp enough that when this thing gets turned with that force feedback on like 10, you know, like cranked all the way up, dude, this sucker can cut you. And it just seems like a real weird design flaw that no one said, you know what, maybe we should round these paddles out, or maybe not have them have metal, exposed metal where your hands and fingers are. Because you're gripping this. It's an insane, weird design that I don't understand how it passed QA, you know, or any sort of like consumer regulatory commission. Like, hey, let's not put metal that can slice your fingers right where your fingers go. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna take a executive decision here, and we're gonna restart this because I am last place. You gotta actually kind of be on the ball in these races. You also have to know the courses really well, and I just don't. It takes a few times for me to really learn a course. And I am still getting used to the wheel. The wheel is really the biggest learning curve, but I want to use it. Because, dude, I was talking about it a couple weeks ago, testing this out. I was like, dude, this game is insanely easy. I'm acing every single race. And when you're using just like a regular controller or the Oculus Quest controllers, dude, I was blazing through this entire game. I think I spent 3 hours and nearly finished the game. But when I switched to the wheel, once I got it and got it set up, I was like, oh wow, this is actually kind of hard. Yeah, dude, the team is incredible. They are on the ball. This game already got like 3 updates today within the last 24 hours. Like I played it this afternoon. I played it last night. And then in the course of last night to this morning, it received 2 updates. Like they are pushing. They really want to do a good job. The Flatout VR production company, as it were now, are just so like they really want to do a good job, which is awesome. I mean, they're the same people who've been doing RoboQuest VR, Wrath, Aeon of Ruin or whatever, Ruin of Aeon VR. They're doing Postal 2, which I'm excited for. I'm kind of excited for Postal 2. Mostly because it's Postal and it's not it's dated or the humor doesn't work in this day and age or anything like that. It's just the humor kind of was so over the top that I just don't enjoy it on a personal level as much. Like when I was 10, not 10. When was I was in high school when Postal came out. And I enjoyed it. It was fine, but even when I was in high school, I really didn't vibe with that humor that much. Like peeing on stuff. You know, not my brand of humor. Dude, I am doing terrible. Just absolutely awful here. Let's try again. I like the water canal level. This is a really interesting level. I really like the cars in this too. The hot rod car is my favorite. It's kind of a little bit squirrely though. Oh, you know what? I'm not really using boost either. I haven't really been using boost much. That's gonna help. Get out of my way. Man. And it's running very smooth at a solid 90 frames. Like it'll hiccup every once in a while, but not bad at all. Oh no, crap! Oh. 125%? I don't know what my scaling is. I think it's at 120 maybe, or 130, somewhere around there. Oh no! Oh jeez. That was weird. I wonder, does it tell us in the options? Didn't I hit the wrong button? Where is it? Oh, it's at 100% or 1 CL. I think I was thinking of the virtual desktop. That is something I kind of really don't mess around with too much, is like the upscaling resolution. That is a bad place to be. I never really mess around with some of those options. I just don't have the time to really like nail it, especially with streaming. Streaming just requires more power that I just don't like getting into the menu options, because something might break or it might underperform. Oh man, that was rough. Come on, come on. Let's actually get some speed and pacing here. But yeah, it was funny. When we had our power outage, I was sitting because of the storm and that tornado. I was sitting in our room, and my wife was already in bed, sleeping, and I'm sitting there playing this game. And then the power goes out, and I'm like, oh no. So I'm sitting there playing this game. The power is completely out, and the PC's on battery backup. So I'm just like, well, I guess I'm just playing until the battery dies. Crap. Oh gosh. Oh, I got ran over too. Oh, that sucks. Poor guy. Here we go. Ah, man. That sucks. I was doing okay until that section. But yeah, I really actually enjoyed using the Quest controllers. Like they do a really good job of not having to touch going left and right as much. Like it feels very fluid. This is hard, man. This is a really hard hard section. I'm gonna have to restart. I'm in second to last place. I mean, it also would help if I actually concentrate. If I concentrated and just shut up, I'd probably do a lot better. And that's what was nice about testing, is not having to actually stream it. It's one of the really nice things about testing, is just seriously just sit and play the game, make sure it works. Get out of my way. Oh, man. Yeah, so Flatout is one of my favorite games of all time. It's up there in the pantheon of great games. The first one. I remember back in the day, in 2005 when it came out, I had like a group, we called it a core group of kids that I would lead and minister in youth group. And what would happen is they would come over to my house and we'd play games every once in a while and stuff like that. And when they got a little bit older, when they graduated high school, like we actually just became like real good friends from our youth group and stuff like that. And so I've told the story about like having Halo 2 early, and we would do LAN parties of Halo 2 before even it came out. Well, when Flatout came out, we did this big like overnight party at my house where we got pizza and we just stayed up all night playing video games. Well, I loaded up Flatout. No one ever heard of it before. And we realized, and this is before like the game was really known for the ragdoll stuff. We found out about the ragdoll in racing when you just would crash really bad like that. Your character would get ejected. And so there was this one track, I think it was like track number 6, where it had this really long straightaway. And what we would do is we would turn around and wait for all the cars to come at us, and we would play chicken basically. And we would see who could get the craziest crash like ragdoll physics. We stayed up all night doing that, and it just kind of became this really big like staple of our like overnight parties and stuff like that. Yeah, just good old-fashioned or classic video game fun, with a bunch of dudes hanging out, in our high school and college age years, playing these dumb games and just having a grand old time. So I played one, I probably put like a couple hundred hours in 1 and 2. And when 2 came out, it was crazy because they upped the ante on the bonus games. All the bonus games were just so much better looking, better reactive, and just really kind of so much cooler. The high jump and the ring of fire were always my favorites. So when when 2 came out, we played that for dozens and dozens and dozens of hours too. But then Bugbear kind of was doing something else for a while. And at that point, I don't remember what they did, but I didn't really pay attention to it for quite a while. Oh crap, I went the wrong way. You know what? I'm going to restart. Why not, right? And then Flatout got passed around after 2 to a bunch of different... Dude, I got to restart again. They got passed around to a couple different developers, and other developers started making Flatout games. And I really liked the original physics, and it became more of what this is, racing, high-octane racing, where it's just more combative, a lot of crazier stuff. And the physics are way less bouncy and simulation-y. It's much more arcade style, which I normally am into. Oh gosh, I got ran over by my own car. I'm usually more into that, but unfortunately I didn't play Flatout 3, and Ultimate Carnage, I believe, is the other game. And then I didn't even know Flatout 4 came out in 2017. That's how disassociated I was with the series, my beloved Flatout series. And I've played Flatout on stream so many times, encouraging people, dude, check out the first game, check out the second game. These are Bugbear classics. Because once Wreckfest actually came out in 2017, they got really well known. It was kind of oh, Wreckfest is kind of a meme generator and all that stuff. So they became a household name, and I was like, oh yeah, dude, check out the classic original games in the series. Flatout 1 and 2 are awesome. So I play those on stream every couple of months. And we do just a Flatout stream for a while. Yeah. And with the exaggerated physics are always just so great. So I always try and encourage people to check out the original Flatout whenever possible. This is very different. This is, nothing like the original, almost in any way, shape, or form, but I'm okay with it. A couple years ago, I would have scoffed at the idea of Flatout. And even when I heard, oh, they're not remaking Flatout 1 in VR, because that only came out a couple months ago, that it wasn't Flatout 1, it was Flatout 4. Because, like I said, when I watched that original trailer back in 2014 or 2024, when they said, hey, we're making Flatout in VR, I recognized those tracks from the first game, and I went, oh, yes, they're making Flatout 1 in VR. And then we didn't hear anything about it for about a year and a half. I'm going to restart. I'm having a hard time. And then a couple months ago, they're like, oh yeah, it's Flatout 4 in VR. I went, huh, okay. I'm not really psyched about that. I'm kind of disappointed because I know the Flatout series kind of just went by the wayside. A lot of people had grievances with it, like I did. And I didn't hear anything good about the original game. But man, oh man, they turned it around. This game is fantastic in its own special way. I gotta restart, man. You know what? Let's do a little bit. Dude, these beginnings, they're so tough. Everyone just crashes into you. Like, look at that. They're just immediately getting me completely stuck. Wow. Oh my gosh, dude. Like, look at that. That's insane. I cannot... You know what? I'm just gonna give it a second. Because look at that, dude. They're out for vengeance. There we go. Yeah, some bullies. That's right. That's a good way to to describe it. I'm actually not a fan of this car. It's a little bit too boaty for me. I think it drives like a boat, you know. And it's very hard to kind of get into that turning, like those sharp turns, which is what this level is all about. I played with the little Volkswagen Bug through my first playthrough, and that first playthrough with the Volkswagen Bug was just like a piece of cake. So I said, you know what, I want a different car. I want something a little bit more heavy, because I was getting tossed around in that Bug. Like, that's the big thing, is you get just tossed around. Right. Yeah. I love the hot rod. That hot rod is my favorite. It's very squirrely, though. Like, that was the one thing that I noticed with that hot rod, is it's super squirrely. I'm in 10th? Dude, I'm just having trouble with this race. That's okay. Like I said, I'm just having fun tonight. Like, tonight is just all about having some just good old-fashioned relaxing fun. It really sucks because last night, or yesterday, oh gosh. Yesterday, my wife was gone all day, and so I had the day to actually get some work done. And then in the afternoon, evening time, like evening started rolling around, I was going to stream. I was going to stream Turtles for like most of the day. But I had to take all of our dogs out, and that's all an hour-long process. And we have to do it multiple times per day. So, and it was raining all day. So like that, it was a day. And when I was taking our dog Banjo out, I said, all right, Banjo, come on, let's go inside. And he sprinted towards me. He's across the yard. He's sprinting full on, head on towards me. And he's usually pretty good about moving out of the way. But somehow, like, we both did the weird little dance. And he hit me and like dead on, spun me around. But one of my feet and legs were staying in place. Like, they were feeling like they were glued to the ground. And I twisted and I thought I broke my ankle. Like, it hurt so bad I thought I broke my ankle. For like 5 minutes, I'm like, dude, I don't know what to do. I can't move. Like, this hurts so bad. And so luckily, thank God, my ankle is just sprained, but it hurts like the dickens. My entire leg is just in excruciating pain unless I'm not moving it. And so I went, well, I'm not playing VR, which sucks because I got my VR camera all set up. I got the VR power supply reset up after having to just buy a new power supply. And then I had to record a lot of video, and I've been wanting to do that. I just haven't had the time for this game to do the video. And since it was all under embargo and stuff like that. And so I'm, okay, I gotta do a lot of video, but playing this game with a wheel and, you know, gas pedals and brake pedals and stuff, like, it hurts to play this game. But it's so fun, I don't want to stop. I am having such a hard time on this. Ugh. It's okay. It's funny. So every update like changes the difficulty. It feels like sometimes I'll have really good races, and then I'll stop, and then the game will get updated, and then I have a really hard time with it. I know they're not actually changing the difficulty. I hope they're not. But it feels like it sometimes. There we go. And there's an option, too. I haven't really dug into this. Like I said, I just haven't had the time. I've just been playing the game. I haven't really messed around with the options too much. There's an option for Flatout 2 music, which doesn't work, or maybe you have to go into a directory and actually add the music yourself. I'm not really sure. But I've heard that this game does support custom soundtrack as well. I'm doing better, but man. Yeah, I kind of got stuck with this car. I had a better car, and then the game kept resetting, so I would just advance through, and it would just auto pick this car as the first one. And I'm like, dude, I've lost my progress like 8 times. I don't really care. Just I'm not even gonna spend the time. And then the time that I didn't take the time to get a new car and really focus in, and I don't even think I have any of the upgrades on this. That's probably another thing I should probably do, is upgrade the car. We'll see. I'm just having a grand old time with this game, man. It's so much fun. Oh, dude, come on, get out of my way. I hate when they magnetize to you. Like, you just can't get away from them. Oh, like, look at that. Come on. I'm just getting knocked around in this race. We gotta upgrade. Ow. Crap. Yeah, I don't know what the AI is doing this race, but they're just out to kill me. That's all. They're just out to kill me. One more lap. Oh, that dude got exploded. So I'm trying to think of like what the next big VR game is, and I can't really think of anything that I'm looking forward to VR-wise as the next big VR game. Because everything has kind of come out that I can think of. There's like, I know there's like 1 or 2 big games. Oh, dude. Yeah, this year has been an excellent year. Like, even just, again, this last, like, 30 days or so, we had, what, Wrath come out, this come out, Ninja Turtles come out, Little Nightmares come out. Like, those are huge VR games. And they all just came out. This is probably the best, since launch 2016 of Oculus and Vive, I'd say this is probably the best month of VR releases ever. Oh, and we're also getting Subnautica 2 in like 2 weeks. And that will be able to be played in VR. It doesn't have VR exclusivity. It's not native VR, but it is made in Unreal Engine 5, and they've actually, people have said that it does work in UE VR, which I'm so excited about. people who have been testing it have already said, yes, it works. How good it's going to be, who knows? But give it up to the modders who will just spend 24 hours straight coding settings and stuff to make it work. Okay. We'll finish this, and then I think I'll probably swap the car out and sell it for another one, and then upgrade what I can, and then I should be able to actually get like first place, hopefully. This thing is too much of a boat. It has too big of a back end that kind of gets fishtailed. Like they do that cop maneuver, the pit stop, or the pit, what is it? Pit stop? Or pip turn or whatever, where they clip the back end and you go fishtailing. The pip maneuver is, I believe, what it's called. PIP maneuver. It's been a while since I even thought about that. I remember back in the day, we would watch like Fox TV, like the Fox channel, and like they would have The Simpsons and Family Guy, but they also had this show called Cops, and my dad loved Cops. Like that is my dad's favorite show. Still to this day, my dad loves Cops. He sent me a picture he was watching Cops, and he sent me a picture of one of the officers who was named Ryan Moore. And I was like, okay, Dad, what do you want me to do with this information? I sent him a laughing emoji and a thumbs up. The bad boys, that's right. Oh, man. Oh, dude, those bad boy movies. It's funny, I never watched those when I was younger. When they came out, I never watched Bad Boys. I do remember Bad Boys 2 because it was on, like, I think it was on HBO, and we moved, and this was when I was still living with my parents and stuff, so this is like late high school, early college. Yes, that was the theme song for Cops. It's the Bad Boys theme song. And then in the movies, they sing that song, and it's what the whole movie is called, or that theme song is part of the mythos of the Bad Boys movies, Martin Lawrence and Will Smith. So I only remember seeing part of the second movie on HBO because when we moved, it was on HBO and I caught part of it, and I thought it was cool because they have like this yellow Hummer, yellow H2 Hummer that they like blow through a bunch of houses or whatever. It's like a really cool set piece in the movie. And I thought that was cool. But I never actually watched the full movie or anything or knew anything about the movies. And then just a couple years ago, I was traveling a lot for going out to California for work. And I was sitting in the hotel room and I'm like, man, what am I going to do? And I think one of my friends in our text message group was like, oh yeah, blah, blah, blah. The new Bad Boys movie is out, like 4. Bad Boys 4 is out. And I was like, they made a 4th one? And it was after the whole Oscar, slap where Will Smith slapped Chris Rock. And I was like, wow, he's actually getting work. Okay. I would be interested to see what that movie is like, what post-Oscar slap Will Smith is like. So I ended up watching and marathoning all 4 of the movies, like in a row. And I actually thought they were really good. I enjoyed them a lot. The first 2 especially, but even 3 was pretty decent. And then 4 was actually really good. I think they did a good job of, doing those legacy sequel type movies. Oh, dude, Chris Rock handled it like a man. It was funny too because I watched that stand-up special he did after it, and he kind of addresses the whole situation, and he just handled it like a man should, man. yeah, that special at the end there was just great. How am I? Oh, hey, I'm in first. Look at that. Yeah! First, baby. What happens when you kind of actually try and pay attention? And see, it's not even that. It wasn't even that I was trying too hard. It was I just got away from those bully AI cars. Those dudes were just out to kill me. Dolores. Hey, we got $700. I'll take it. And I got third place. Yes, the difficulty curve does ramp up. So if you are breezing through the first couple of races and tracks, like, just wait. It does get difficult. So I got... Didn't I do Metal Turbo? No, that was... I thought I did something. Brixton River Run Trial. Okay, let's back out. Let's go to the garage. I always like, yeah, I haven't messed around with any of this since the the wipe. Here we go. Hey, what's up? Welcome. Thank you for the raid. I appreciate that. There we go. What's up, Nightmare? Should we go with the flower power or should we go, let's go with this one, Club 33. Doing good? Awesome. Love to hear it. Yeah. Hey, you know, just do the best you can because it is such a fun game. You're going to have fun no matter if the stream goes well or not. Oh, man. Yeah, this game is just an absolute blast. I've been having so much fun with it. There we go. Okay, we're gonna fly through this. That's okay, Silverfire. No worries. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for the raid. I appreciate it, buddy. That's okay. I feel your pain. I get those... Oh, gosh. I get those raid messages messed up all the time, too. It is all good. How are you doing? What were you streaming? Were you streaming Flatout, or were you streaming something else? Because I think this is one of my favorite racing games in VR. Man. Nice. Have you been... I don't want to keep you if you've got other stuff to do, but have you been a fan of the Flatout series? Because I've been playing it since the first one, but I kind of like fell off after the second game and a little bit of the third. So I never actually played Flatout 4, but whoa, we did 180 degrees. What was that, a J-turn? Almost? Nope. What is happening? I just got super screwed up there. Let's see if we can fix this. Oh, nice. Dude, if I can give you just a suggestion, go back and try Flatout 1 and Flatout 2. The series was made by Bugbear, which is the developers that made Wreckfest. So if you've ever played Wreckfest, you'll be very familiar with how Flatout 1 and Flatout 2 work, because they're basically... Wreckfest is a spiritual successor to Flatout 1 and Flatout 2. So I highly, highly, highly suggest it. And then if you haven't played this series before, make sure you go into Flatout mode and actually play the bonus games where you actually launch your character out of the car and you try and play like beer pong and high jump, Ring of Fire, crash through castles like a big Jenga set. It's really, really cool. So if you haven't played any of that, I highly suggest it. It's rad. So there's some fun homework, as I like to call it, because homework sucks normally. But there's some fun homework for you to have some extra suggestions to play. And we still got to figure out how to add some custom music at some point. So I know you can do that, but that's okay. Honestly, I think the soundtrack is actually pretty decent. It's funny, one of the bands is actually totally mislabeled, and it gives the name of their album name as the band name, and it's because the band name actually is kind of a little bit dirty. I don't think any of the bonus games are multiplayer. Nice, yeah. Oh, nice. Yeah, the big block ones are fun. Oh, that is super cool. Those chain reactions are great. The fact that it like actually went after you restarted and it was still going, that's super cool. I didn't have anything like that happen yet. Oh man, that's awesome. Here we go. This is one of the songs. I know, like, streaming music is kind of a little weird, but this song is called Sherman Oaks, and the game calls it by the band name Dead Glitter, which is actually the album name, and the actual band name is the Menstruators. And you cannot find them on Spotify or any other musical track places. You can only find them on Bandcamp, I think it is. There we go. Yeah. Oh, nice. Yeah, if you've never played Flatout before, that is the heart and soul of this series, is actually the bonus games. Like, the racing is fun, the racing is fine, but it is really all about the bonus mini games. They're so crazy and so frantic. I was just telling the story about how back in 2005, when Flatout 1 came out on the original Xbox, we had like overnight parties with my college age and high school age friends, and we would spend all night driving around in reverse or doing the reverse side of the course and playing chicken with all the AI cars. And you would send the character flying out of the windshield, and it was so much fun. And then they have like high jump and ring of fire and stuff like that. And they've just kept those little bonus mini games throughout the entire series, and like that is the staple of it. It's rad. Yeah, you got to really learn to feather the accelerator. That's something, feather the accelerator on turns, which I'm really bad at. I very rarely ever do that. I'm full throttle all the way. And it messes me up every time. And then liberal taps of the handbrake. Liberal taps is kind of one of those big things that you need to use. Oh, crap. We did an end-over-end flip there. Was that Zephyr use the manual? Yeah, dude, I can't do manual right now. I'm still trying to figure out this wheel. I would like to test it out at some point. The whole manual shifting, I did not get the H shifter. That is one thing, is I did not get the shifter module. That was like another, I think, 50 to 75 bucks or something. It was a little steep for a little too rich for my blood. Yeah, I have a... Oh, you're playing motion controls, okay. I just got the wheel a couple days ago for this game, and so I've probably put maybe a handful of hours on the racing wheel. But I've been playing this for most of it with just using the Quest controllers like a controller. Not doing motion, like the Wii wheel and stuff like that. I can't really do a lot of that stuff, but just using the regular controllers as a normal left, right, accelerator with the A button or triggers. That, man, I can ace this game with that. But the racing wheels take some time. You can see I'm having a hard time with this wheel. But I'll get there. What game is this? This is Flatout 4 VR. It came out in early access today for $17.99. 10% off. It's normally $20, but it's $17.99 for the next, I think, week and a half or two. And it is in early access, which is kind of weird because it's a 2017 game that, oh my gosh. Okay, no, we need to restart, dude. I'm having a terrible time with that. I don't know what happened there. I mean, we just got first place in that other race. Yeah, you would think if you were like a normal person who drives for most of their life, you would think that racing wheels are like pretty easy, and they kind of are, but it's not a 1-to-1 ratio. A racing wheel does have a lot of different things that you would never experience in a real car because you're not flying off and crashing into trees or getting pushed. So it is a different style, but it does actually feel very natural once you kind of get used to it. In the very beginning, it does take a while to get used to, but you'll start getting that muscle memory from just, driving in real life a little bit and feathering the throttle like I was talking about. It becomes second nature, which is really nice. But, oh man, this one, I just tapped the handbrake there, and you saw I kind of spun out. But again, I'm racing on ice and snow, so it is a little bit different. I think the tracks actually do a pretty good job of traction. Yeah, it's because of the snow. Crap, I couldn't see. Yeah. And it also helps with each car too. Like when you start getting upgrades on your cars and picking the right car for you, that really does help. So I'd highly suggest kind of testing out the cars in quick race and seeing which car you like. I just bought we're driving the Bug now. I've played all of them. I really like the Hot Rod. The Hot Rod is my favorite car in this game, but it is very touchy. Yeah, the frozen lake level is great, huh? Yeah, the frozen lake level is rad. That one's a really fun one. It's kind of it takes a little bit getting used to because there is this one patch where if you don't know it, you'll get sent flying through the air. I keep pushing the wrong button. I keep pushing the view button. I actually really like this, the hood view, and then also just kind of the, straight up, you're just on the, this would be like the hood ornament view, right? Or the radiator view. This one is actually a lot easier to kind of just like focus in. This is like focus mode. Whatever, game. Whatever. But it is so much fun. I can't stop playing this game. All right, Water Canal, let's do it. But yeah, I'm playing with the Logitech G923, and it is super fun. Come on. Okay, guys, come on. What was that? Let's just get away from all these jerks. Yeah, the eject driver button. That was always one of my favorite buttons in the Flat. Oh crap. Oh crap. I can't see anything. Jeez. It's funny. I originally was playing this with this view, and then I switched out to the third-person view, and I was doing a lot better. Third-person view is kind of just like normal, make it a racing game, but I'm able to turn my head and kind of check out the world. But the cockpit view is just so VR, right? It is so good. Oh, brake a little bit and shake the debris off? Okay. I usually just switch out the camera view and then just go into third person until I make a turn or... Crap, dude! Until I make a turn or something, and then it slides off. Whee! No, 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 no. Oh, that was close. Oh, crap. Oh! Oh, my gosh. Oh, you're going to a Renaissance Festival on Saturday? Oh, man, I'm jealous. I love Ren Fests. Yeah, the binding still needs a little bit of work, which is they are working on it. They've been really, over the last several days, they've been really working on rebinding a lot of it. Come on, come on. Man, dude, that turn. I don't know why I had such a hard time with that turn. Yeah, we only got to go to one Renfest out here. And that was like right when we moved out in 2021, I think. 21 or 22. And it was a blast. It was so much fun. My ex-girlfriend actually was in a lot of, or she's in a very popular Renfest, like, ladies group, and they travel the country and all that stuff. And so, like, I've been to a few, but the one out here was my favorite. It was just so much fun. They're the same group that I knew the people who did the sea shanties from what do you call it? Oh yeah, you're in the testing? Yeah. Yeah, they've been on it. They've been on the whole testing phase, which is great. Like, just the rebinding stuff has been really interesting to be able to. Holy crap! Do I not have an engine anymore? This car. This thing has been so jacked up. Oh, man. What was I saying? Oh, it's the same people that I knew, the men's group that did a lot of the sea shanties for Black Flag from the Renfest days. Yeah, dude, look, I have no engine. That's great. What a fantastic game, dude. Just having a blast with it. Let's see if we can get at least a decent. You know, it is a bug, and I know that bugs are a little bit weird. I think the engine is in the back. Yeah, the engine's in the back. You can see it right there. So Volkswagen bugs, like the old ones, have the engine in the back. It does look a little bit like Breakfast, huh? Yeah. Beatles, yes, thank you. I couldn't think of the actual name of the car for a second. My sister-in-law had one. Right when I met my wife, when we started dating, my sister-in-law had a I think it was like a 68 or 70s Beetle. The Herbie, yeah. Herbie the Love Bug, man. I remember watching those movies as a kid. Dude, that guy was gunning for me. He was like ready to just straight up kill me. Like, look at him. He's just like messing around. He's ready. Dude, are you kidding? Holy crap. Ugh. That jerk? Yeah, good old Herbie. Oh, your mom had a gremlin? Nice. I miss those old cars. Well, like, what happened? What happened to old, cool cars, man? Hey, there's the engine. Yeah, this thing is just beat up. Yeah, the ice cream truck sucks. It's really tough to race against. Ow. Sweet Tooth? Yeah. They could just bolt on some machine guns onto these cars and basically make it Twisted Metal. I'm really surprised, number one, that the Twisted Metal TV show is so good. Like, I really am enjoying that show. That's a fantastic show. I really hope the next season is just as good as the others. And then, what was the other thing I was going to say with Twisted Metal? Oh, the fact that they came out with a TV show and it's actually really, really good and everyone loves it, and they still have not done anything with that series. Like, talk about a loss of vertical integration in modern business. You have this super great TV show and you have no video game that it's based on coming out. Same thing with Fallout, right? We have the Fallout TV show. It's super popular. It's really good. And no new Fallout video game. Like, what is the deal? All right, let's try this. Abandoned Depot. That was my Jerry Seinfeld, by the way. You have some fall, you have some out. Why not make it a Fallout? What is the deal? Oh, man. I love they have a little bit of ska in this soundtrack. Like, that just makes me happy. That makes me smile. I love ska. I am a ska kid through and through, man. It's funny. I was talking about ska maybe about a month ago or so. And I was talking to my wife about it in the car. And I was like, yeah, you know, I think I was talking about it on the podcast in one of the early episodes of the podcast. And I named the podcast Skankin' It Out. And she's like, what did you call your episode? And I said, called Skankin' It Out. Like a, when you go to a ska concert and you skank. And she's like, I'm sorry, what? I was like, when you dance to ska, it's called skanking. And she's like, no, it's not. I'm like, yes, it is. She could not believe that dancing to ska, or ska dancing, was called skanking. I give her a lot of leeway because she is way younger than me. So she doesn't know. She doesn't know. There we go. Yeah, we need new like Fallout video games. Dude, how have we gone over a decade without a new Fallout game? Come on. Yeah, I get like kind of lost in my ways or stuck in my ways with a lot of the tracks. I sometimes forget that, oh, there's a shortcut here, I should take it. Oh, there's a shortcut there. I really like the layout of the games, or of the levels. They do a really good job of having multiple shortcuts, multiple different ways to take part of the track. I love that. You don't see that in a lot of video games anymore. A lot of racing games do not have multiple sections. Multiple paths, thank you. That's the phrasing I was looking for. Sometimes I forget. In what I was saying in my little checking out video is also, it does remind me a lot of San Francisco Rush. Ooh, yes, this is way better. I like this. That is a much better shortcut. Crap. Yeah, once you get into the groove, it's a lot harder to change it up. Like when Donna says, get in the groove. Hey, we got 7th. I'll take it. I'll take it. Did we even place in the race at all? Did we place at all? Nope. We got last place with 12 points. That's okay. You know what? Let's jump out and let's do a little bit of Flatout mode, shall we? Just for funsies. I'm actually not really good at the Jenga set. I spent probably maybe 2 hours yesterday doing this, and I was just like, I have such a hard time. I want to do the Ring of Fire and the high jump. The high jump's always been my favorite. There we go. I always hate that some of the barrels don't explode. Hey, there we go. 9.5, roughly. A little bit over. I'll take it. Hey, 10 grand. First shot. I'll take it, man. Yeah. Okay, can we do any better? Or are we going to just flounder for the rest? Ah, crap. Not good enough. Yeah. See, that's what usually happens. I'll get one really good one, and then the rest suck. Yeah, so close. Ooh, VR hoverbike was great. There we go. Yeah, crash. Boom. Yeah, not enough for 12,000 though. Ugh. Boo. Hey, they work now. Deadly skills, man. 14,000. Not bad, not bad at all. Forced Arena. I'll take a silver, you know. I don't want to spend too much time doing that. I'd rather be racing. I've spent enough time playing all these games. But I just wanted to do a little bit. Always wanted to do that. Ow. Suck it. Ah. Come on. This is hard in VR. Because you kind of have to have your head on a swivel. Crap. I don't think I have reverse set up. So I don't think I'm going to be able to reverse. Yeah, I don't have reverse set up. Here, let's restart. There we go. Oh crap. Jeez, dude. Well, I got wrecked. Yeah. This one is really difficult. Hey, I got one guy. What was that? Oh, dang it. I forgot about the power-ups. That one guy's on top. That's fantastic. Well, someone won that. Good grief. Ah, dude, he took my power-up. Ah, he took my power-up. Crap. Oh yeah, dude. I gotta reset. Anyone at all? No? Okay. I'm just gonna back out of this one. Main menu. Let's continue racing. I just wanted to race for a while anyways. But, I mean, we could do a little cup pong. Why not? We'll do that first. Yes, that is the lesson, is always have reverse as an option. It's funny because I never, ever use reverse, and so I removed it a couple nights ago. I was like, I'm never going to need reverse. Oh! I bounced too much and just missed it completely. But yeah, the Ring of Fire was always one of my favorites. And there's a couple others too. So that didn't work out very well. I kind of forgot that the racing wheel kind of gets a little squirrely. There it is. There it is. Ah! Missed it by that much. 940. Deadly skills, dude. Good grief. Yeah, just off the rim by that much. Come on, come on. There it is. There it is. Yeehaw. Yeah, the cup pong stuff is actually fairly difficult. It took me a while to kind of get the angle proper and the speed. And even then, sometimes you just kind of don't get it. The physics are pretty difficult on this one. It's fun, but difficult. Nope, too high. Too high. Ah, boo. I didn't even get a bounce point. We'll do one more. We'll do one more. Because I could sit here all night and just do this, and I don't want to. It will get really boring really fast. Oh, okay. I had a pretty good set of rounds last night where I was bouncing, or I didn't have to bounce. And if I have about 31, angle 31 is kind of like, oh man. Dang it, almost. You had beer pong at your wedding? That's awesome. After everyone went home, or just and it was just kind of like the crew. Yeah. I'm not great at this one, unfortunately. All right. Let's go play some real game. We could do the Carnage or the Beat the Bomb, but let's just continue on with the racing. Let's see if we can upgrade our car. Get a little bit of... How much do we have? 12,000. Oh. Should I just buy a new car? Why are they... Oh, yeah. Right. Let's just upgrade, I think. Get a new engine and some nitro and brakes. Gearbox. There we go. Might as well, right? Yeah, we're going with the American car. I love the cartoon one. It doesn't play it. The cartoon horn is fun. Okay, let's try this again with upgrades. Crap. Hold on. I just spilled soda everywhere. Hold on a second. I'll be right back. Give me 1 second. Here, let's watch some video game commercials.
Space Combat. Star Wars Rogue Leader. Only for Nintendo GameCube. Rated T for teen.
How did I miss him completely? That was a little weird. Oh! Oh, I don't know what happened, but man, I think I shot his grenade. Oh, that was... I'm so glad that we did not die on that.
My name is Alex Mercer. They call me a killer, a monster, a terrorist. I'm all of these things.
Hopefully we won't wreck the bike this time. Goodbye, Judge Dredd. You're terminated. You're terminated. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I apologize. Yeah, the old 007 music. Yeah, I'm working on a few different things, but I think that having some of that classic gaming commercial stuff is kind of cool. All right, let's get back to it. Oh, thanks. I appreciate that. I was just trying to view chat. I didn't really have my normal setup going tonight, and I was like, you know what? I want to make sure that I can see what you guys are saying if I miss something. And then Butterfingers me, I had to go and spill my soda all over the place on my desk, and that's no bueno, so clean that up really quick, but it's all good. Okay, Ryan, come on. Come on. Get this turn, dude. Like, when you get that really slow start on something... Okay, restarting, dude. I don't know what happened there. Bottle is better than a can. I mean, they don't really make soda in, like, bottle form, really. Like, you get the Mexican Cokes, that's about it. Or, you know, if you get, like, root beer or cream soda, those also come in bottles, which are great. Oh, man. I would love a cream soda right now, or root beer. We've been doing, not nightly desserts, but every once in a while. Every other night or so. Dude, what is happening? We've been doing like a nightly dessert, or a couple nightly desserts, and we've been doing some root beer floats. Yeah, cream soda, like, sometimes it can be really good or not great. Like, it's a every once in a while thing. I could not have it on the regular. Cream soda, I do enjoy a great cream soda, but like once every year or so. It's not like oh, I'm gonna have it every night or every week or anything like that. Dude, I am having such a hard time with this. What is going on? This is all those upgrades. Yeah, I can't do ice cream, and my wife loves ice cream, but I'm kind of a little bit lactose intolerant. It kind of hurts my stomach a little bit, so I really don't do a lot of ice cream. But what we'll do is we'll just have a little bit of a root beer float, and I have like a small one. Like, I get 1 scoop of ice cream, like a little bit of vanilla ice cream, and then some soda, and make a root beer float, and that makes me okay. I'm okay with that. But yeah, we've been doing that the last couple of weeks, like every other night or so, where you go, hey, do you want a root beer float? And she goes, yeah. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll make us some. And if I can make myself a little small tiny one with 1 scoop, man, it's perfect. And yeah, Barks has always been my go-to brand for, oh my gosh, dude, Why am I sucking at this tonight? I promise I'm really not that bad. Okay, we just got to be a little bit more careful. That guy is having a bad time, though. He's having a real bad time. Yeah, that guy's having a bad time, too. Peace out, sucker. But yeah, I love Barks Root Beer has always kind of been my... Whoa! Okay. Oh my gosh, dude. Dude, that was rough. Yeah, that was a wee moment. I gotta say, they did a really good job with just making this game feel very frantic. Like, there is no calm sections really in this game at all. It is constant. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is a tough track. It sometimes just feels like maybe the physics are a little bit off or something. Maybe some of the weird little dips in the track kind of like send you flying. It's like the physics kind of get a little bit broken almost. It feels odd and off, but hey, you know, that's part of the... I'm assuming that's part of the reason why this game is in early access. So they can kind of tweak some of that stuff. Crap, dude. Ooh. Yeah, this has always been a hard track. Dude, now we've been talking about root beer floats. I want one now. Yeah, it's definitely an arcade racer, which is honestly my preferred method. But like I said, crap, that was the wrong button. Jeez. Like I said, the original Flatout series is kind of one of those ones that I do prefer the more simulation based, but in general, I will always take arcade racer over simulation racer any day of the week. Honestly, I think I just have to slow down. If I slow down and let off the accelerator, I can do much better in this track. Yeah. See, that's one of the bummers. I don't have a PlayStation. I have a PlayStation 5, but I don't have a PSVR 2 because I've been doing VR since 2014. And I've had the Oculus Dev Kit 2, the original Oculus Rift, the original HTC Vive, the Vive Pro, the Index, the Quest, like Quest 2, and now I'm using the Quest 3. And I just don't want another VR headset, especially when I do most of my VR as, you know, a PC VR. Like, the PC VR is always going to be the better experience out of the three. And so I usually prefer that. I'll do exclusive if I absolutely have to, you know, because if the game's not going to come out on any other headset, I'll usually do that. But I just can't bring myself to buying a PSVR 2 when I already have a Quest and an Index and all that stuff. Yeah. The early VR days were really fun, too. Like, I loved the early VR days because it just felt so new and interesting. Get this log out of my way, man. Yeah, I agree. I think the simulation racing has never really been my thing. I prefer Forza Horizon over regular Forza. I really like the rally stuff in the early PlayStation, like the PlayStation 3 Gran Turismo, which was Gran Turismo 3 Apex, I believe is the subtitle. I love the rallycross in that. And like on Xbox, the original Xbox, you had Rallycross Challenge. I loved those games. because they were a little bit more arcadey. But when it got to like the simulation stuff, I really don't enjoy it all that much. But with VR, like you're inside, it gives you a much more tactile feel, especially now with a wheel and things like that. Oh, forget about it. I will take it any day of the week now. I'm sorry. The microphone was kind of a little bit away from me. I'm really excited to try Corsic, whatever that game is called. I always mess that up. Oh, that is super cool. That is super cool. You both had Gear VRs. That's rad. Those are the memories, man. You make those memories, they will last a lifetime. And even if like maybe the tech might not be the most advanced thing in the world or something like that, it just like cements those good memories. And then you can build on top of that later on with better tech. It's so cool. Dude, I'm gonna say I am so utterly jealous of this generation of gamers. Can you imagine what life would be like if we had VR as kids? Like I grew up on, I'm 40. I grew up with a NES as my first video game system. Back in 1988, I had an NES. I grew up with that. We went through Super Nintendo, Genesis, PlayStation, 64, all that stuff. If we had what we have now, I would have lost my ever-loving mind with it, you know? Oh my gosh, yeah, I would have never gone outside, ever. I would have never done anything with my life if we had VR now. You got an Atari, you had an Atari 2600. That's just the little bit before my time. I have one now. Like I owned a video game store for a while, and I've always collected. So I've played the Ataris, you know, Atari 2600, 5200, Atari 800, the Lynx, the Jaguar. Like I have every video game system at this point, and I've played all of them. But the Atari was always something that was just a little outside of my wheelhouse because I just didn't grow up with it. Oh, dude, the Commodore 64, man. I never had a Commodore, but my cousin did, and so we would play around with my cousin's Commodore 64 every once in a while. Yeah. I miss that old tech, man. Just the days of early gaming when the graphics were still kind of like just so generational leap. Okay. I'm just going to restart because I'm in last place and I don't want to get last place at least. Like, give me 11th place at least, you know? I miss the idea of learning. Like, man, you're saying about teaching yourself programming. Like, that was a little before my time. I was still really young when that stuff was around. And then by the time I got old enough to really understand, that was a lot harder to come by. You couldn't really do a lot of that stuff on like the computers that I grew up with. Like the Commodore and stuff like that were just way easier to learn how to code. Whoa! I think I actually jumped over that car. That was cool. There we go. See, it's just like actually paying attention. Yeah, you the basics of basic. That's right. I learned later in life because I became an IT guy in my in high school and college level. Like I actually started working for companies and doing my own IT company. But learning that stuff at an early age would have been just so beneficial, like really early. And that was just really hard. It was just like, oh yeah, that's older tech, and you know, now we've got DOS and Windows 3.1. And by that time, you couldn't really do any of the stuff on your own, because when visual operating systems came about, and then it was like, there's no point. It's all there for you. Man, we're showing our age, aren't we? But that's where it all started, man. You gotta give props to the older school stuff. Yeah, I think if I was actually paying attention to the track here, I would do a little bit better. It's so hard to have a conversation and try and race. It always reminds me of that Simpsons joke where they're talking about going on a NASCAR race. And when they're talking to one of the NASCAR drivers, they're like, "Oh yeah, on the really long races, we bring our families along." Oh yeah, the whole Roblox thing. I have no idea what that game even is about and stuff. But some of the stuff, I go, you know what? That's really cool. Like the coding stuff. You know, even with Minecraft, people are like, "Oh yeah, I built Doom in Minecraft." It's so stuff. That's so crazy. That stuff is so crazy. Yo, what's up, Danzig? How are you doing? Oh, the gaming the arcades, dude. Back in the 80s and 90s, man. I lived and breathed arcades for several years. And I was still fairly young, but my cousins would always take me, and we would always go to the mall, and I would just hang out. If my mom was like shopping at the mall or something, I would just hang out in the arcade for like an hour or two. Oh my gosh, so much fun. You're doing good? That's awesome. I'm doing fantastic because we're just playing Flatout 4 in VR, and this game is so much fun. If you haven't checked out my video that I put out today on YouTube, go check it out. But I mean, I've been having a blast with this game, dude. It is so good. Right? My remembrance of going to the mall and like shopping was always enjoyable because there was stuff to do. That's one of the reasons why the mall was so cool, is you could go to Spencer's Gifts, you could go to Suncoast Records or Tower Records, the warehouse, you could go to the movies, you could go to the arcade. Like, malls were rad, dude. I think a lot of people forget how cool malls were. And that culture doesn't exist anymore. And it's so sad. Yeah, mall rat, being a mall rat was awesome, but now it's like, there's nothing. There's like nothing at mall. Like, even if you're lucky enough to have a mall, like there's nothing there anymore. It's all sterile. Yeah, it's boring. All the stuff is super expensive now because they're trying to combat like online shopping, which makes no sense to me. Like, you would want to actually make your prices cheaper so that people go to your store, not, hey, I can just take a picture of this barcode and have Amazon send it to me and I'll have it in a day. I feel for those companies though. I really do. Like, that sucks. Like, at my game store, like, I had that back in 2009, so it, like, the online stuff wasn't as prevalent, but I definitely had a couple people who would go, oh, you're selling this game for this price? Well, I just looked it up on my phone and I could buy it on eBay for X amount of dollars less. And I go, yeah, I'm a retail store, dude. Like, my prices are a little bit more expensive, but I can guarantee you it'll play and work. And I've personally tested it. And you're going to be able to have it right this second as opposed to waiting for it for a couple months or a couple weeks or days or however long you want to wait for shipping. And you're going to be paying for shipping too. So, like, all of that stuff actually equals out. That's how I made my prices anyways. I really tried to make them comparable to online or eBay, because it was really eBay, because most of my stuff was retro, like used retro stuff. Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Genesis, all that. Ooh, oh man! I just got clipped there. Yep, my hood's gone. Whoa! I'm gotta say, like, I put a lot of upgrades into this car. I think I maxed out all the upgrades. Some of them make it a little bit harder. Okay, fly. Go, 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 go. Let's get some placeage here. Oh, this turn. Every time, man. Every time. Oh, man. You made me miss the mall. You guys talking about the mall makes me just, like, sad. Crap. Oh, wow. You had one of those, like, kind of almost like an internet cafe / rental place. That's cool. Dude, I've seen most of the time whenever I see an arcade machine, it's just a very large phone, a very large iPhone. It's all mobile games that are blown up on widescreen TVs. And it just makes me sad. Yeah. The only place you could buy anime was the mall or some of those, like, really weird indie video rental stores or game stores. Yeah, I've actually played House of the Dead in VR. That's a really fun... I know a lot of people hate that port, but it is super, super fun. I really like the House of the Dead remake in VR. That's fun. And then I played a lot of the arcade back in early 2017, 2018 in VR with New Retro Arcade. Is that? Yeah, Neon Retro Arcade. That's what it was. Crap. And any light gun game, dude, any light gun game translates excellently into VR. It's so much fun. Like, you can take kind of like a basic VR or a basic shooting light gun game, put it in VR, and it becomes really enjoyable. Even the most basic ones, like give me Duck Hunt, and I'll have a good time if it's in VR. Dude, the soundtrack is really good in this game. I was not expecting that. I got 4th. Hey, look at that. I'll take it. Oh, dude, we do a lot of VR in this channel. Or, sorry, not VR. We do a lot of VR. That's true. Pinball. That's what I was saying. Pinball. Whether it's video pinball or a VR pinball. Man. So much fun. Hey, I got 4th. I'll take 4th. Again, if I'm just playing to play, I'm having a good time. Yeah, Duck Hunt was so much fun back in the day, man.
Said, I want to get the infected mushroom pinball because 1, infected mushroom, and 2,
Ooh, infected mushroom pinball. I don't know about that one. I don't think I've heard that one before. My father-in-law has a Dirty Harry pinball cabinet, like the original 1990, like Williams pinball table of Dirty Harry, and the table itself has the part of the screen is damaged, so it doesn't work, but the table itself works. And I spent a few hours trying to figure out how to fix it, and so I actually got to take the table apart, and I got to do one of the. It sounds weird, but I got to do one of the things that I've always wanted to do since I was a kid, which is hold the actual silver pinballs in my hand. And I got to do that. I got to actually mess around with the pinballs or the balls of the pinball table and mess around with some of the solenoids and all that and try and figure out if I could fix it or not. And I got it working, but the screen that actually displays like the high score and all that actually is just busted to the point where it just needs to be replaced. And I was kind of bummed because it's like a $300 part. Oh. Yeah. When you have those weird contests that sometimes like kind of either feel like it might be some sort of fraud or something, and then or there's just like people who want to just play the thing, like, just let me play the thing. I'm gonna restart. I don't know what happened there. Good grief, dude. This is the track where all the AI just kind of breaks. I don't know why I have such a hard time with it. Again, I just kind of need to focus. If I can focus, you can see, like, every time I sit down and, like, focus and shut up, I actually do fairly well. For the most part. Holy crap. Oh my gosh, dude. What was that? I think I actually got real whiplash from whatever just happened there. My body hurts. I love the destruction in this. Is one of my favorite parts about this entire game is just the sheer amount of destruction. Come on, come on. Whoa! There we go. I gotta say, I think the one thing that I would like a little bit of fixing would be the handbrake. If I could get the handbrake to have just a little bit less sensitivity, I think that would be perfect, because I feel like I'm just tapping it and it sends my car flying. And I wish that the paddles on the wheel, I wish that there were two on each side instead of one. I think that would be easier to map, like handbrake and regular brake, nitro and respawn, or something else. But that's okay. It's still fun. Holy crap. Whoa. Oh, jeez. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the motion sickness is... thank God I don't ever get motion. I've never been motion sick in VR, and I've been doing it since 2014. People watch me stream, and they go, how are you not throwing up? I'm like, I've never done it before. Like, I've never had an issue with motion sickness. And then I'll proceed to try and show them, like, I could do anything in VR, spinning around, turning the camera different ways, and I'll never get sick. I've never had that problem. But I know a lot of people have that issue, and it's such a bummer because I feel for them. I go, man, you're missing out on one of the coolest tech experiences of our lifetime. Like, VR is just such an incredible technology, and what I would have killed for as a kid. Like we were talking just a little bit ago, like having VR as like let's say 7-year-old, 10-year-old, 15-year-old kid, like I would have killed someone for this technology. It would have been awesome. So I feel for people who get motion sick. I just go, oh, that sucks, man. That sucks so much. All right, I think that was the last race in this one. Ooh, I need to reposition for a second here. Ugh. Let's do the time trial. Let's see if we can do the time trial. Bruxton River Run. Oh, so you were actually under the anesthesia effect still, and you kind of got a little motion sick? I could see that. When you were playing Hogwarts Legacy in VR, you got a little motion sick, Zephyr? That sucks. Or was it just the regular game, like outside of VR? Oh, right, I'm playing single, like, just run. Oh, crap. Nope. We're gonna have to restart. We're gonna have to restart. We're gonna have to restart. Thank you, game. Yeah, motion sickness. I always feel for people. Yeah. I mean, I've been doing this my entire life, so I've never really understood how someone could get motion sick from a regular video game or a movie or something. But, you know, a lot of those people just don't watch TV or movies a lot, and so when they see something that has a lot of motion to it, their brain just can't it can't process the imagery properly, and they get motion sick, and I feel bad. The only time I had someone ever get motion sick was at the very beginning of VR, when my dad, I was staying with my parents, and in 2014 with the Oculus Dev Kit 2, I was doing the underwater demo. And this underwater demo, which was called Ocean Rift, I believe. I think they kind of came out with it years later, called Ocean Rift. But it was just like this demo. You couldn't move, you couldn't do anything. You would just stand still underwater and fish would float by you. And my dad tried it, and he got a little motion sick where he said, I don't feel good. And then he was down for the rest of the day, or the rest of the evening. It was probably like it was probably like 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and he was down until like 9 o'clock and then went to bed. And I felt so bad. I was like, I'm sorry, Dad. He's like, no, it was cool, but I don't know what happened. I think he's tried more VR since then. I think I kind of put a headset on him for something or other after, like, years later. Oh, it was, your mom did that? Yeah. All right, sweet. Yeah, I did the Ocean Rift demo with both my mom and dad. My mom was fine with it. My mom loved it. But my dad was like, oh man, I can't handle this. But then a couple years later, this is before Google Earth. Google Earth VR. Back in the early days of VR, there was this it was called Street View VR. And it took Google Street View and converted it into VR, and it was this weird, like, third party, just like random thing that they like stitched together. And out of nowhere, it went away. Like, it disappeared. And I went searching for months and just could not find any track. Like, it got wiped out of existence. It was really bizarre, because I would spend like hours going through every place on the globe that I wanted to kind of like take a look at. I would go to like Israel, in Europe, and in Brazil, and Japan, and Russia, and Germany. And I could not find it. And come to find out years later, Google bought them and converted that into Google Earth VR. And that's how that project came to be. And I would tell people for like 2 years, like, dude, there was basically Google Earth in VR, and it was incredible. And everyone's like, no, you're making that up. Like, they would try and fact check me, and I go, it's not like, it just doesn't exist anymore. And it's because Google bought them and wiped out all that data. Yeah, and then Google Earth got abandoned, I know, right? Like everything Google does. They just straight up like, hey, here's this really cool project. Yeah, we don't care anymore. Whatever. Just let it die on the vine. Ugh. But I will say that the whole reason I brought that story up is years later, I let my parents try Google Earth VR in a better headset, you know, not the Dev Kit 2. And they had a great time. They loved it. They thought it was just fantastic. My mom's like, should I buy one of these? And I was like, no. just come over to my house if you ever want to try it out, because having my mom try and set up, dude, I'm just having such a hard time with this. Oh, dude, what happened? Did I break the game here? Hold on. Here, let's go back to the main menu and reset that. Oh man, my eyes. Ooh, I'll have to check that out. I don't think I've ever played. Was it called World? Like WOOORLD? Or however you spell world? Because I suck at spelling. I'll have to check that out. But yeah, I was really happy that my dad didn't... 3 O's? Okay. But all that to say... I keep getting interrupted, sorry. I'm really glad that my dad was able to experience VR and not get motion sick. Because he had a blast. He explored, like, his childhood home... And he was just doing a bunch of Google Earth VR stuff. And, dude, he just lost it. He said, this is so cool. And then he'll watch the streams every once in a while and go, that game looks so fun. I'm like, it is. Hey, no worries, man. Thank you so much. Thank you. Silver Fox, I appreciate it. Thank you for the raid. Take care, buddy. God bless. And... I hope you continue enjoying VR. Yeah, all the testing stuff is really fun, huh? Yeah, this game is just absolutely fantastic, and the way that they released it, and the fact that it's in early access, I'm really excited to see what they're gonna do with it. You know, like, what are they gonna do in early access that this game doesn't have? Like, all I can think of is just optimization / control schemes. There we go. Let's try this again. Let's see. 135. Oh yeah, no, we need to restart. Let's try it again. We need 130 for gold. Here we go. Yeah, the wheel support, I think, is kind of one of their big things. I was not anticipating people like being so gung-ho on the wheel support stuff, but I think it's really good. It's a great way to experience this game. Like I was saying earlier, the regular controls work perfectly fine, but this adds just another layer of realism and immersion that, you know, VR is so well at. It does so well at. Except for when that stuff happens. Good grief, dude. I'm in love with this game. I'm just going to say that right now. I am. There we go. Yeah. They're really, really solid. Those thumbsticks just do such a good job. Okay, focus in, Ryan. Come on. Lock it in. Let's do this. There we go. See, now I'm getting it. Now I got it. Don't go over that lip. Ow. Man, what a fun game, dude. This is what I talk about when I talk about VR and being a paradigm shift for gaming. This is such an incredible experience that you cannot get with flat screen. Dude, that banking, yeah, the going up the curved wall on that turn is just so much fun. I'm trying to do the the timed run here, so I'm trying to like find my optimum path. But it's so much fun, yeah. And that's what this game does really well, is it gives you really fun little extra things. Oh, just under. Almost got the gold. 99 milliseconds extra. Less than a second less. And I would have gotten it. That's okay. Hey, at least we got second place. I'll take second. That's what happens when you lock in, man. Oh, the Survivor Cup. All right, let's try it. Yeah, when you barely get it and you're like, good enough. Right? Oh, man. Come on. Yeah. Whoa. You know what? This is one of those ones you have to have the third person view. It's just, it makes everything so much easier. Whoa. And I'm wrecked. Well, that was fast. Oh, I got to remap the X button so that it works with the retry. That was one of the other things. I was messing around with the binding and it just didn't work. I got to reset everything, but I'll do that later. Yeah. Boom. Come on, respawn. Respawn! I was pushing the wrong button. Holy crap, dude. But yeah, I'm so happy with this game, man. Like I was saying at the beginning of the stream, this was one of those games when it was announced in 2024. I went, oh yes, this is my most anticipated game. And then it kind of just disappeared for a couple years. Until earlier this year, they finally started talking about it again. And I went, good, okay, finally. I'm glad it didn't get canceled. And I'm just so pleased with how it turned out. I am still bummed that it was not Flatout 1, because I think Flatout 1 is just a better racer overall. But man, this game is just fantastic. It really makes me want to go check out the original game, because that's the only Flatout game I never played. Go. Oh, crap, dude. Ooh, that was a good hit. That was a good hit. Come on. Come on. Nope, nope, nope. I like some of the other stuff where it's like you have to hit someone within a certain amount of time. Just so that you don't try and avoid everyone. Like you're actually going off and trying to get people. I'm assuming that's going to be really good for multiplayer. I haven't played any multiplayer yet. I haven't had the time. There we go. I like just the bodies ejected from the cars that you run over. Come on. No. Jeez. Ow. That force feedback, man. Sometimes it just jerks the wheel out of your hand. Oh, man. Ouch. Fourth. That's not good enough, is it? Oh, that's right. It's not even that you... Because I got... A couple nights ago, I got first place. But I didn't get enough to make it... So, you know what? Let's just do some racing. Let's do some more racing. I'll come back to that later when I have a better car. Like I was saying, I'm wow. Let's restart because the wheel was turned. I'm not really sure what I want as my next kind of like most anticipated VR game. This was it for years. The last couple of years, this was the game that I was waiting to have come out. And now I have no idea. I think there's a lot of just like projects in flux that aren't being talked about either. Like we've gotten so many big, massive releases in the last couple of months. Ninja Turtles, Empire City, Little Nightmares VR, which terrifying. Ugh. I love Little Nightmares, but I don't know if I can handle that game. In VR, it's just upsetting. Dude, this has been an excellent year for VR. I'm so happy because if you look online, there's just so many people going, "Oh, VR is dead because it has this game that doesn't perform very well," or, you know, we had a lot of studio closures with man, what was it? Camouflage that was working on Batman Shadows, Arkham Shadows 2, and they got disbanded, you know? Like a lot of industry closures, which sucks. But we're still getting amazing VR games pretty much every week almost. And it's not slowing down or stopping. So you just got to take the good with the bad, really, is what it comes down to. You just really got to focus in on, hey, this stuff sucks. This happened. It sucks, but there's so much good stuff coming out that it's going to overwrite a lot of the bad. Yeah, the VR is dead stuff is so dumb. Crap, jeez. But that was one of the things is Batman Arkham Shadows 2. I was so looking forward to that game because they did such a good job with the first one. I was so impressed. It really was Batman Arkham 4. Even though it was a prequel. I'm trying to think of what else. But yeah, there's just so much stuff coming out that either just came out or is coming out soon. I'm just trying to think of like, what's my next big, ooh, that's going to be great in VR. Oh, no way. Really? So you're like an actual like QA tester. That is awesome. How'd you get into that, if you don't mind me asking? I wish I could, but man, I don't have the time for it. Life is so busy lately. I couldn't be able to be on the clock for stuff like that at this point. But if you don't mind me asking, how'd you get into that gig? Because, you know, like as a kid, we would think that is a dream job, testing video games out, like a video game tester. I've done some of that stuff, but it's always been like more of, hey, here's a build, can you test it out for me? Because like I know the person, instead of actual QA testing. And that was way longer in earlier days. That was like 2006, 2007. Right place, right time. Nice. Nice, dude. That is awesome. That independent contractor gig is coveted sometimes. Crap, dude. I'm just having a hard time with this one. I wonder if it's the rain, like just making it a little bit more slippery and slick. Yeah, that sucks. It's always kind of like the death knell when a company gets bought. You know, like when your company gets bought out, like that's the immediate sign to, all right, cool, this is over, let's go look for something new. Because loyalty in jobs mean nothing nowadays. Like, it's funny, like my parents, back in the day of my parents' age, you know, company loyalty was a thing. You were proud to work at a company for 20, 30 years. They took care of you, you took care of them. That doesn't exist anymore. That world just straight up doesn't exist anymore. So I've had some real, like really close friends struggle with that fact of, well, I've always been loyal to the company and I've always done my job, and they just axed me out of nowhere. And I go, yep, that's just how it is, man. Like you can't take it personally, because they don't take you personally. And it's just like, that's not the way the world should work, man. That's such a bummer. Dude, that's rad. You were able to help other people get into that too? That's so cool. Like that is commendable. That is awesome. Crap. Dude, I'm 11th place. Just not doing very well on this one. I've always struggled in these sections where they have trees, like the logs on the ground and everything. Ugh. But that is super cool. Just reaching out on X, man. Like, I remember when Twitter first kind of came around and started getting in, like, becoming more relevant. And I kind of hated it. I hated a lot of social media for a very long time. And I'm still not super into it for the most part, but I try. And it took a very, very, very long time for me to really kind of accept that social media is a thing and you kind of have to use it. But the fact that it's so relevant nowadays is really interesting. And not even just for like jobs or anything, but just like reaching out and talking to someone who influenced you as a younger person. Like I've talked to people that, you know, made video games of my childhood. Like, I think I talked to the guy who made Echo the Dolphin a couple of weeks ago. And I was like, The fact that I can just talk to this person who made Echo the Dolphin on the Sega Genesis, like, that's just nuts. I would have never been able to think that that would happen ever in my life. But it's so cool. Oh, that's awesome. Dude, the work from home stuff is such a blessing. And be able to homeschool your kid too, like, man, I wish I was homeschooled. I really think that homeschooling is just such an awesome thing. It provides such a better experience than what is provided by I grew up in Southern California, and the Southern California school system is just like a joke. I learned nothing from my time in school. Like, if I had kids, man, I would homeschool them immediately. I mean, there's always the social aspect too, that you kind of have to take care of it. But yeah, most of the country is just on that weird curriculum that don't care. It doesn't help you learn the things that you need to learn. Like, when my wife and I sit down for dinner sometimes and we're just having conversations, like, the conversation will lead into one area where I go, you know what? I miss that I wish that I learned that in high school. I wish I learned that in, grade school. And it's like, what did they teach me that I should have learned, or I shouldn't have learned, instead of should have learned something else? Like learning how to do taxes, just basic human life stuff that they just do not teach you at all. And instead, I had to learn about some dumb thing that didn't help me in life at all and never will. Okay, I'm gonna restart this again. Not to get on an old man rant here or anything like that, but I look back at my education and go, what was the point half of the time? It's really, really upsetting that certain life skills were never learned because the school board didn't think it was valuable. I really got to use the regular brake. Get that hay bale out of here. Oof. Oh, gosh. That was a rough hit. I don't know who hit me there, but wow. But that's super cool. Yeah. It's funny. One of my best friends, we were talking yesterday, my group of best friends and I have a group chat that we've been in for well over a decade at this point. I think we started in like 2009 or something like that. And we've been, since group chats were really a big thing. And yesterday, this is literally yesterday, we were talking about how at his work, there is young people, and the group of young people, high schooler, early college age, are just some of the dumbest of rocked people. Yeah. And the homeschool people, man, the homeschool kids, like in our church, like we have a church small group that we do like a Bible study with. And every once in a while, some of the youngerish, like they're in high school, college age, they'll join the group. And the way that they speak is so much more intellectual, kind, courteous, with proper manners and proper grammar and punctuation and everything. Just they're of a higher caliber intellect than a lot of the people that I interact with that are, going to public schools and things like that. It's crazy. It's so sad. It's sad that the curriculum has gotten so far off track. Yeah, it's nuts. Ooh, that was too much of a break. That again, I really okay. I'm going to try and use the actual brake on the pedals because I haven't been using that. I kind of really sprained my ankle last night, and I've been trying not to use the actual brake, but let's see. Yeah, you know, yeah, you can't really blame the teachers too much because they're just doing their job. The curriculum is handed down from the state, and they've got to play the game. You know, they've got to do the same thing. Okay, the brake did a little bit. Ah, crap. Dude, what? See, this is what I'm talking about. Like, I turned right when I was trying to turn left. I don't know what happened there. Oh, crap. Those logs, dude. Those logs are going to be the death of me. Man, this is so much fun. I love VR. What is one of your favorite VR games, if you don't mind me asking? Because I get that question every once in a while, and it's always different. You know, there's always a different answer depending on what mood I'm in. I really like a lot of the modding stuff because bringing in VR to something like, trying to think, Satisfactory was really fun. Playing Satisfactory in VR was really fun. But then I think one of my favorites is Subnautica. I think Subnautica in VR is incredibly, insanely fun. Also, I just had it. Oh, Fallout. Fallout 4 in VR is like just such an incredible game. And when you mod it and have like all the DLC and all that stuff, it makes the original game just incredible. And all I want to do is play VR. I'd rather play VR than pretty much any flat screen game at this point. Not that I won't play flat screen games. I do that all the time too. I love video games of all shapes and sizes. But VR just tacks on so much extra enjoyment. Like that immersion factor you can't get anywhere else. It's funny, people they'll scoff, you know, when there's a dropped frame or something, and talk about how my immersion got broken because I got 30 frames per second instead of 60 on this game. But, like, that means nothing if you've never played VR. Like, play VR, you'll lose your mind. Apex Construct, yeah. Ooh, Ghost Town was really interesting. I played that. It's funny. I played that on my anniversary last year. I remember I got done early with work, and then I was sitting here playing Ghost Story, and I was like, dude, this is a really interesting game. And then it was our anniversary, so we went out and celebrated and all that stuff. I don't know why I remember that I played it on my anniversary, but that was a really well-made game, man. I'm not big into the whole, like, seance cult stuff. Ghost Town, sorry. But I really thought that was such an interesting game and really well made, too. I'm excited to see where they go with a sequel. I hope they're working on the sequel because they definitely left it open for one, right? But that's an interesting one to pull. Like, out of all the other ones that you said, I was like, oh, Ghost Town, yeah. I'll take it. I'm going to restart it. I don't know why. And I'm a big narrative game guy. I really like a story mode. I really want to experience someone telling me a story in video game form. It's why when I listen to people talk about video games, if they can't tell me that the game itself is good because of the story, or if the story is terrible, like I lose a lot of interest. I always like a balance, you know, good gameplay mechanics, good functional enjoyment of the actual gameplay itself, but also I really like a story. I mean, my first video game I ever played was Super Mario Brothers, and that doesn't have really a story, right? So it's all mechanics based, and the gameplay itself obviously holds up very, very well. So I can deal with that, but at the same time, I enjoy these story modes as well. I love, like I said, I love all video games. Ooh, okay. Interesting. I'll have to check that out. I'll take a note of that after the stream. I'm always looking for something new, you know? But yeah, when the game has a good, solid, strong story, like you said, and can deliver on that, oh, it makes my enjoyment of it so much better. Because I very rarely replay games. I really don't replay much video games. I play enough to where I can't have that luxury. So when I find a game that really does a good story well, I get very invested in it. And then when I finish it, it sticks with me. Like, it really sticks with me for a very, very long time. Years and years and years. When I go, oh man, I remember that story in that game. It was so good. You don't really reread books, do you? Yeah. I have a hard time with books just in general. It's so funny. I was talking about this 2 days ago in my improv class. We're sitting down talking during a break, and we were talking about how we don't really read a whole lot of books nowadays, but I used to read a ton when I was a kid, and I really like autobiographies. And so it's kind of hard to find a good autobiography nowadays that is interesting, so it's just one of the things that I don't really read books a lot anymore, because I'm not a big novel guy. It's very hard for me to get into book novels. Ooh. Holy crap, that is a lot of books, dude. Per week? 25, wow. That is nutso. Like, that is commendable. Wow, that's awesome. Was it just because you enjoyed reading so much and you would just like sit down and read? I think it's a lot harder in modern times. You know, we have the internet that is so prevalent nowadays. We have our phones. We have so many more distractions that it is a lot harder to just sit down and read a book for like a few hours, right? Like, that's nearly impossible for me to sit down and read a book for like even an hour straight. Wow. I will say, and this sounds a little lame, I kind of hate talking about it just because it sounds so lame, but it's really true. I still read every night. And what I do is I actually read a lot of comics. I've always been into comics. I love comics. So I sit down, like after these streams, like I will stop streaming at around 2 o'clock. And then for the next hour or two, I'll read comics. You know, I'm going through the Invincible series right now, and I usually get through, 4 or 5 issues in a single sitting right before I go to bed. It kind of calms my mind down and everything like that. But again, it's all narrative based, right? It's a story that is progressing. So like I fly through comics, and I also get to look at really good art, hopefully, as well. So it's not that I don't ever read. It's just I read very different things than most people would read when they go to bed. There's the classic like TV trope of the married couple sitting in bed and the wife is sitting there reading her, romance novel or something, and the guy's reading some like how do it yourself book. I can't do that, but I will sit there and read like 5 issues of Spider-Man. Like every night, or Spawn. Like, I went through the Spawn series, which was really fun recently. It's just enjoyable, you know? It's whatever you like. As long as you like it. I need something to drink. I think I broke the game. I think I've been going on this so long that I went through and broke the audio. Like, there's no music. Or maybe it's just a really quiet song. Man, oh. Yeah, okay, the music's back. The music's back. Wow. 500 pages plus notes in 5 hours. That's awesome, man. I wish I had your comprehension level, I guess. I've always struggled with book reading like that. When I don't know. I've always just struggled with it. Not really sure why. I'm just having such a hard time with this with this track. Wow. I bet you if I switched over to the regular controllers, I could probably finish it pretty easy. But that ain't happening. I got the wheel hooked up. This wheel is rad. I just got it too. Like, I got it just a few days ago. There we go. It's funny. I was talking about it a couple days ago that racing wheels, like, I don't play enough racing games to like necessarily have and own a racing wheel, but I really, really wanted it for this game, and I was like, you know what? I might as well splurge. Oh, dude, yeah. In elementary school, I read a lot. I usually read novels based on movies. I don't know why I remember this, or I'm recalling it, but I remember when The Shadow came out, the TV or the movie based on The Shadow with Alec Baldwin. I bought the novel based on the movie, and I read that in like a day. I was just so fascinated with it. Or like Rocketeer. You know, there was a lot of the whole like James Bond series. I loved reading James Bond in school. That was really fun. So, yeah, I used to read a lot like that, but now, I don't know. That was the first race in this course. Okay. Oh, my back, hold on. There we go. But I'll take a good book any day of the week as long as it keeps and holds my interest. It's really hard to do that now. I think it's just because life is just so much more complicated than it was back in school. Hey, no problem, man. Thank you so much for hanging out and talking with me. It's been a blast. Thanks for the raid, and I really appreciate it. And it was super fun talking to you. Take care of your wife, and have an awesome rest of your night, man. Take care, and God bless. I'm just going to be sitting here enjoying some good old VR racing. I will, man. Thank you. Whee! Just jumping right over. Okay. We're going to try and pay attention now and try and actually win some races. That is just so hard to carry on a conversation and race well. See, I could race all day long while carrying on a conversation, but race well? Oof. Ooch. It is a difficult task sometimes. But we'll get it. We'll get it. Just tap that. I'm trying to see if maybe I swap the nitro. I'm not really using nitro all that much. I think I would be better used as a brake button than a nitro button. So maybe I'll swap the buttons there. Ooh, yeah, that was a good one. That was a solid one right there. I'm so happy that this game came out and that it works well and that so many other people are enjoying it. And I wanted to take that turn, but I just didn't feel like it was going to be beneficial. And this, ooh. It's such a good soundtrack, too. Really impressed with the soundtrack. Ow. Come on. Ooh, someone blew up. Someone had a bad time. Whoa! Oh, I was at the end there. Okay. I was like, wait, what now? All right, water canal. I don't think I'm placing in this. But again, that's okay. Heads are gonna roll. Here, let's try the third person view for this race. Let's try it. We got a little ska going on. Who doesn't love that? Crap, crap, crap. Come on. Whoa! Crap, crap. Don't know where I'm going. Ah. Ow. Oh my gosh, dude. There we go. Crap. Now, this is way, way tougher than I originally anticipated. Oh man, dude, those cars hit hard. There's some really hard hitting cars. Crap. Oh man. Ooh, let's try this. Nope, nope. Oh gosh. Good grief, dude. This is such a hard section. I feel like I'm going a million miles per hour in this section, though. Come on. What? Oh my gosh, dude. Whoa! There we go. Ow. Yeah, get out of my way. Come on, dude. That was one lap. I felt like 5 laps. Okay. Just take it easy. Oh, crap. I literally can't see. Crap. Oh, dude. guy is getting in my way. There we go. Whee! Jeez. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm having a real hard time on this. Good grief, dude. Those blockades. It's just so hard. Yeah, I'm getting these weird, like, 180s. I'm not trying to get that 180, but it keeps happening. And it's very, very... Dude! I don't know why these guys are just, like, hell-bent on slamming into me as hard as they possibly can. Get that thing out. There it is. Yeah. Crap. Oh my gosh, dude. This is getting nuts. Good grief, dude. Wow. Okay. Handle that. I have no nitro. And I don't know what happened there. Okay, let's just focus in, Ryan. Focus in. Ah. Wow. Now, you know, I think I'm having trouble with this car because it's too light. I feel like I'm not able to hold my own because it's just so light in its loafers, I guess. There we go. All right. Don't hit it. Thank you. Always wanted to do that. Oh, come on. I had that too. Oh, crap. He blew me up. I got wrecked. Oh, all right. Let's do our last race, I guess. Wow. Oh, man, that sucked. All right. That was unnecessary. Okay, we can do this. We just put our mind to it. Yeah, this is a tough track, man. There's a lot going on this track. Honestly, if it wasn't so crazy with the AI and the other racers, I think this game would be way easier to race. But again, that's the whole insanity part of this game. Right? Oh man, I broke my windshield. It's trying to get away from the people that are just like hitting you on every corner. Okay, there we go. Good. New windshield. Like, I don't even want to be near that guy because I know he's just going to slam into me over and over and over again and spin me out. Why is my windshield continually getting cracked? Crap, crap. Oh! It's okay. It's okay. We can manage. Just get away from everyone. That's all. That's the entire task of this race. Oh. I was doing so well, too. Man, dude. Take it nice and slow. Turn, 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 turn. There we go. That's what? Lap 2? Ooh, 4th. Okay, you know what? I'm mad that I didn't run through that a little faster at the end there, but that is a-okay. I got 12th place. Okay. All right. I think we'll call it there. Oh man, that was fun. That was a blast. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me tonight playing the new Flatout 4 Total Insanity VR. It has been such a fun game. Silverfire, thank you so much for the raid, and I hope everyone has been just enjoying this game. It is really cool. If you have VR headset, go check it out. It's in early access. It's 10% off right now at $17.99, and it is a blast. So I'm going to call it here for tonight. I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of your night. Take care, God bless, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for more video games. Until then, bye-bye.